They called it an open and shut case. A jewelry store robbery in downtown Chicago turned violent, leaving the owner unconscious and a young man running from the scene. His fingerprints were on the glass, and a security guard claimed to see him flee. The city was convinced. Marcus D. Walker, age 22, was guilty. But in Courtroom 3B, behind the towering marble walls of Cook County Courthouse, the trial began like any other. The prosecutor, sharp and theatrical, outlined his case with the confidence of a man who'd won 100 like it. The defense attorney, a middle-aged public defender named Renee Alvarez, sat silently, scribbling notes, her eyes steady on. The jury, 12 citizens, ordinary people, a teacher, a plumber, a retired cop, a college student, a mother of 3. For the next several days, their lives would pause as they became the voice of justice. The evidence was damning. The store's broken window had Marcus's prints. A hoodie matching his was found in a nearby dumpster. The guard, a man named Stanley Reed, swore under oath that Marcus was the one who ran out just before police arrived. No weapon was found, but the prosecution argued that wasn't necessary. The assault, they claimed, was more than enough to justify the charge of attempted murder. But as the defense presented its case, cracks began to form. Renee Alvarez stood to deliver her opening. "The truth," she said softly, "is rarely as clean as the prosecution wants you to believe." She reminded them that Marcus had no criminal record, that he worked 2 jobs to support his younger sister, that he was in the neighborhood to pick her up from school, and most of all, that the so-called eyewitness had a history of poor identification in high-stress situations. One by one, Renee called witnesses the prosecution hadn't mentioned. A bakery owner who saw someone else running someone taller. A school bus driver who remembered Marcus standing at the corner just minutes before the crime. Marcus's sister, 13-year-old Jamie, who sobbed as she said, "He was coming to walk me home. He's always there." It was not enough. To exonerate him outright, the jury was divided. Day 5. Closing arguments. The prosecutor thundered, "Ladies and gentlemen, the evidence is clear. Fingerprints. Eyewitness. Circumstantial maybe, but together it tells the story." Renee took a breath. Even one piece of that story doesn't make sense to you. If even one part feels rushed or wrong, you must say not guilty. That is how justice works. Then the judge's gavel fell. Jury will now deliberate. Inside the deliberation room, the real drama began. The retired cop, juror number 3, slammed his fist down. He fits the profile. Street kid, wrong place, wrong time. It's textbook. But juror number 9, the school teacher, shook her head. "We were told to judge the facts, not the person." Oh, there are holes in that timeline. Juror number 6, a father who lost his job during the pandemic, leaned forward. "Look, maybe he was nearby. Maybe he even ran. But what if he didn't hurt? That man, what if he was just scared?" Hours passed. Arguments rose and fell. At one point, voices echoed through the hallway. A guard was called in. Still no consensus. It was juror number 11, a young law student, who finally spoke up. "Let's go back through the evidence slowly. Pretend we're detectives." And so they did. They revisited the bakery witness, the security guard's unclear record, the fact that the hoodie found in the dumpster had no DNA, and most importantly, the store owner's testimony, given under sedation, said only this: "I didn't see the attacker's face." One by one, the pieces fell away. Doubt crept in. After 14 hours, the vote stood at 11-1. Juror number 3 was the last to hold out. "I just don't buy it," he muttered. "Kids like him, they don't just wander into things." "Maybe they do," said the teacher. "Maybe we're the ones who don't understand the whole picture." Silence. Then, finally, he nodded. "Fine, not guilty." The verdict was read the next morning, on the count of attempted murder in the 1st degree. "We, the jury, find the defendant, Marcus D. Walker, not guilty." Marcus broke down, hands shaking. His sister leapt into the courtroom. The judge gave a stern reminder to maintain order, but even she could not hide the relief in her voice. Outside, reporters swarmed. The prosecutors stood tight-lipped. Renee Alvarez walked Marcus and Jamie to a quiet corner of the hallway. "Thank you," Marcus whispered, "for believing me." Renee nodded. "No, thank you, jury. They saw you. Not the version the world wanted, but you." Voiceover closing tone, reflective and soft. In a world where truth is often lost behind assumptions and headlines, it's the quiet courage of ordinary people that holds the line. Justice is never perfect, but when done right, it gives the innocent their voice back. And sometimes, all it takes is one juror brave enough to say, "Let's look again."